Welcome back. The Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement is one historic document that Nigeria opted out from signing for reasons bordering on lack of consultations with the domestic organized private sector. On Thursday, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry engaged with Nigeria's negotiation team to find solutions to some of the concerns in the contract.
The African Union agreed in January 2012 to develop the African Free Trade Agreement. It took 8 rounds of negotiation beginning on 2015 up to December 2017 to reach an agreement. Nigeria played a leading role from the start to the end of the negotiation. AfCTA creates the largest free trade area in the world. AfCTA creates a single continental market for goods and services, as well as a customs union with free movement of capital and business travelers. This agreement gives birth to the world's largest free trade area since the World Trade Organization, which was formed in 1995. This is in terms of number of countries, covering more than 1.2 billion people and about 4 trillion in combined consumer and business spending, if all the 55 countries in Africa join the agreement. Conclusion. The point of agreement of Nigeria is not the signing of the AfCTA. Is a fear of numerous bilateral trade agreements of some AU countries with the rest of the world and Nigeria's underdeveloped industrial and infrastructural sector. It has been argued that this will potentially make Nigeria a dumping ground due to some of our uncompetitive manufacturing profile, market size, and population. To us at LCCI, these are legitimate concerns. It is therefore imperative to deepen consultation across all sectors in order to address this genuine concern from stakeholders.
All countries in the world have things to safeguard. If you like the word protection, you can. I have my prejudices. I don't like the word protection. I understand what it means. And for me, what it means is appropriate rules-based safeguards. Because the global economy is interdependent and it's about a zone of compromise. And so what we took out of the 90% is a 10% subdivided into 2 categories: an exclusion list and a sensitive list. The exclusion list not to be liberalized. The sensitive list subject to liberalization but negotiated whenever. And so what's the reason for things taking out of liberalization? For 19 years, I was a director at the World Trade Organization. There are reasons for safeguards. One, I handle the negotiations for new countries joining the WTO. Sometimes the exclusion is for religious reasons. There are countries in the global economy that don't import pork. You can't turn their countries upside down. So there are religious reasons, there are food security reasons, there are national security reasons, there are countries that don't import particular HS codes of fertilizer. Why? Because one of the unfortunate occurrences of the 21st century is that fertilizers are bomb-making materials. And it's a legitimate reason. So there are national security reasons. There are reasons of infant industry. There are reasons of growth. There are reasons of job creation. So you have 10% taken out. So what was it I'm thinking for the 10%? In the global economy on trade in goods, the total number of tariff lines in the harmonized commodity description and coding system, the total is 5,925. How much of these tariff lines do we trade as Nigeria? 865, 75, it's not up to 900. In other words, if you take every tariff code that we trade as the Nigerian economy, every, no exception, and you put it into the 10%, we can actually decide to safeguard and remove everything for liberalization. But here is one of the points for you. I know you'll be asking me questions, but I will be asking you questions, and this is one. What are the strategic, and this is one of the main points of my presentation, what areas would you like to see Nigeria be strategically offensive in terms of Nigeria's market access ambitions in Africa? What areas would you like to see Nigeria strategically defensive for good reasons on the with the rest of Africa? You see, the constituents, how we compose that 10% is not a decision for government. It's a decision for you.
And finally, oil prices slipped today as Russia hinted it may gradually increase output after withholding supply since 2017, together with producer OPEC. Brent crude futures were at $78.78 per barrel, down 1 cent from their last close, but more than 2% below the $80.50 November 2014 high.